Did you know that the heart is the most spiritual organ you have? In fact, it is the heart that God gives you first when you incarnate onto this physical plane. And believe me, there's a reason for that, which you'll know by the end of this video. Now, the fact that it's the first organ that forms within a baby, even before the brain, puzzled scientists for decades, especially when the brain is practically the operating system of the body. How can there be operation without the operating system? Like what? It makes no logical sense. But see, logic is the enemy of spirituality, and like I said, the heart is the most spiritual organ you have. Now, because manifestation is a process of spiritual science, it would only make sense that the heart, being the most spiritual organ, is required to manifest. Well, I rarely see the manifestation industry speak on the importance of the heart. All the focus is on the thoughts, your thinking, positive thinking, and that's exactly why a lot of people fail to manifest. But since you're here, let's move you from the 98% that are struggling to manifest to the 2% that tap into the missing universal law of emotion. Frequency comes from emotion. You see, emotion is the gateway to everything you're trying to manifest. It is known that emotions are produced from the heart and sent to the brain for interpretation, resulting in you feeling them. But have you ever asked yourself, what even is emotion? Well, emotion is energy in motion, which is a form of energetic vibration that emits a signature, which we call a frequency. Now remember, the reality that you're currently experiencing is just the result of the frequency you're attuned to. So think about a radio station. When you're tuned into a particular frequency, you can experience a different sound, and reality is no different. You know, financial levels are just frequencies, success is a frequency, failure is a frequency, and so is whatever you're trying to manifest. That's what it is first. Always remember, realities are nothing more than the reflection of their frequency. So here's what the manifestation space won't tell you. The base of your frequency, right, is your emotions. That's before your diet, negative or positive words, or negative or positive music. The heart being the basis of your frequency means that a large part of your frequency is a result of your base emotion, which means a large part of your reality comes from your heart. Now, Dr. David R. Hawkins was able to calibrate the most impactful human emotions onto a simple chart in relation to their frequencies, which you should be looking at right now. Now remember, because emotion is equal to frequency and frequency is equal to reality, these emotions play the largest role in your experience of reality. I meant it when I said that your heart is the gateway to everything you've been trying to manifest. So much so that they actually hide complex scientific research showing your heart has a connection to reality and the universe. For example, did you know that your heart has its own brain? Through the scientific research of the Heart Math Institute, there's been major discoveries into the heart's connection to the universe and reality. Now, like I said, the heart has a brain which stores memories to quite a detailed degree. This is why we say, I know that song off by heart, or I know it off by heart. And it makes sense because I don't know if you've heard those stories, but I used to hear stories all the time of, you know, when people have heart transplants, the person who's received the heart will begin to develop feelings for someone in the donor's life, or they'll begin to develop admirations for things that the donor liked. And you know, you can never make sense of it, but now that you know the heart can store memories because it has a heart, more so, it has a comprised neural network of over 40,000 cells, which technically means it has its own nervous system. Now, the heart is the most spiritual organ you have, and you're more aware of that than you think. You know, I always think to myself being younger in parties, so when I ask this question, hopefully you'll be able to relate, but have you ever felt someone's presence when they've walked into the room before they spoke? I always think back to being in parties and some booky, dodgy guys would walk in and the energy in the room would just change, you know? Nobody can smile anymore, right? Or it's almost like how you know your girl's mad at you or your mom's mad at you before they've even spoke, right? And it's because of their energy field, also known as their electromagnetic field. Now, if you can grasp this one thing, you'll understand what a lot of manifestation books will never tell you. You produce two electromagnetic fields, one of the brain and one of the heart. Now, the electromagnetic field produced by the heart is 60 to 100 times greater than the one of the brain. All manifestation is, simply put, is extracting a reality from the universe, quantum field, or God and pulling it down to the physical plane. Now, your electromagnetic field actively communicates with the universe, God, or the quantum field. Think of it like a fishing rod. Your electromagnetic field is comprised of two words, electro and magnetic. The mind produces thought, which is electrical, because in order for you to think, neurotransmitters have to be sent across. The heart produces energetic vibration, emotion, energy emotion, which acts as magnetism. Now, with your thoughts, like the fishing rod, you throw it into the universe or onto the reality you want, and with your heart, through your emotion, you pull that reality back down to us, and that's exactly how it works, right? The mind and the heart are partners in manifestation. People make the mistake of only using one. Do not be people. Remember, because the energy field of the heart is 60 to 100 times more powerful than the one of the brain, it means that the heart's connection to God or the quantum field is stronger than that of the mind, which is why I always say emotion is the language of God. Now, emotion is the supercharger to your manifestations. The most common mistake people make when they're trying to manifest is not injecting emotion, because that's energy, right? Energy, emotion into their actions and their techniques. Affirmations without emotion are dead. Visualizations without emotion is dead. Vision boards without emotion is dead. Positive thinking without emotions is dead. It is the missing key behind everything you do. Emotion is what supercharges the thought. Now, emotion increases the quantum probability of manifestation. Due to the fact that manifestation is a quantum phenomenon, it's a game of probabilities. On a cosmic level, like I said earlier, emotion is the language of God, meaning God will respond to your desire when you cultivate the necessary emotion to give that thought the energy needed. And what I mean by this is, for you to manifest the reality you want, it requires God, consciousness, as the omnipotent force which can rise above all human circumstances, whether poverty, failure, misfortune, or struggle. And emotion is what directly taps into God. From Islam to Christianity to ancient Kemetic spirituality or ancient Egyptian spirituality, the heart has always been the gateway to eternal life and higher degrees of consciousness. Yet the esoteric meaning is often lost among all the intellect. Take the Bible verse of Proverbs 23:7. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It's so funny because whenever I hear people quote this on social media, they always forget the in his heart part, which ironically is the most important part. The heart, through emotion, supercharges all thought, making it more likely to manifest. Emotion is more powerful than thought, and so for a man to thinketh alone isn't enough. That's only part of the game. The heart is everything. We can go to the other Bible verse of Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Everything you do is a reference to everything you can experience in reality. And remember, the origin of reality is your frequency, and a large part of your frequency is determined by your emotion, which comes from the heart. The reality that you experience is nothing more than the unfoldment of your frequency, your heart, which is why everything you do flows from it. Bear in mind, it could have said above all else guard your mind, but it said above all else guard your heart, because it is the most spiritual organ you have. There's also a hadith in Islam, Sahih al-Bukhari 52. It says, there's a piece of flesh in the body. If it becomes good, the whole body becomes good. But if it gets spoilt, the whole body gets spoilt, and that is the heart. This goes back to what we was talking about earlier. The energy field produced by the heart is powerful enough to tap into the universe, quantum field, God, who has the omnipotent power as consciousness to restructure reality and completely revive one's body. Now, in ancient Egypt, it was believed that the heart recorded all the good and bad deeds of a person's life, which, if we're looking at the scientific research of the Heart Math Institute, then that's true. And the heart was needed for judgment in the afterlife. Now, after a person died, their heart was weighed on a scale against the feather of Mayat. Now, Mayat is the goddess of truth and justice. You might have heard, the 42 principles of Mayat, where Moses stole the 10 commandments from, but that's a topic for another day. Anyways, your heart was supposed to be lighter than a feather for eternal life. Once again, the importance of the heart. Now you understand the importance of the heart and its role in your reality, which is your frequency. Follow these steps to utilize the missing universal law of emotion. Behind every manifestation technique you do, from visualizations to affirmations, inject strong positive emotions of love, joy, and excitement. This emotion will supercharge the idea of your desire, increasing its likelihood of manifestation. Now, number 2, do not allow external circumstances to sway your emotions so easily. If something can control your emotions, it can control your frequency, which means it can control your reality. Now, I'll leave a guide to mastering your reactions in the description, which I wrote. Number 3. While in states of anger, frustration, sadness, and anything else which is considered lower vibrational, be quick to remind yourself the consequences of these emotions because they have a severe role in the creation of your reality. Number 4. Aim to maintain a base general mood of happiness, well-being, and peace and excitement for life, despite what reality shows you. And soon enough, reality will conform to your mind because love, peace, joy, well-being, and happiness, they're not destinations, they're prerequisites for manifestation. And now you know the importance of the heart, like it said in Proverbs, above all else, guard your heart. Yeah, I appreciate it for making it to the end of the video. Now, for months, I've been working on this new coaching program, and it's specifically designed to help people create and construct their reality without the weird new age stuff. So if you're an entrepreneur who is within the 6 to 7 figure range who's stuck and you've been struggling to break past a certain profit target, I can help you break that profit target in 60 days with reality reconstruction. And that's without no corny, weird new age stuff, hundreds of affirmations and whatever else. So if you're interested in that, check the document in the description. You'll see it. It will just say reality reconstruction, and it'll take you to a page to explain more about that. And if you haven't already, sign up for the Hacking Reality newsletter. There's thousands literally on it now, and I'm proud to say that. So if you're not already there, make sure you're there. Until then, I'll see you next time, even though time's an illusion.